Good morning, everybody. Is it morning? Well, it is where I am. Probably isn't where you are, because you're probably reading, watching this at a different time, but I don't care. Good day. We're going to do a little bit to the Interceptor today. What could possibly want doing to a brand new bike, you'll hear you shout. I've got some goodies to bolt on it. It's filthy, look at the state of it. Yeah, I've got some goodies to bolt on it, so I'm going to make a start on getting them on. I've not been out on it much, to be honest with you, because from the day I bought it, the weather's been absolutely diabolical. And I don't ride in shit weather, because I'm a fair weather biker, self-confessed. See what mileage it's got on it. I've had it, what, 2 weeks, and we've got 29.1 miles on the odometer, so yeah. I don't care. My bike, my money. Ride it where I like. Anyway, now let's see what goodies we've got. Where will we start? I think we'll start at the front. So let me just grab it and we'll put it on. Put what on, you say? Haha. Right, probably not going to film all of this because it's boring. But basically we've got a little fly screen, and it's a genuine, allegedly, a genuine Royal Enfield. I bought this from an eBay seller based in India, and I could have bought it in the UK, but even paying the shipping from India, it was still probably 2/3 to half the price if I'd have bought it from the official dealer in the UK. They may have lied to me about it being genuine Royal Enfield, but I'll be honest with you, if it's not genuine Royal Enfield, then I'm quite happy with the quality regardless. Anyway, I've got some little brackets here. I'm probably got to take the headlight apart. Hang on. So by the looks of it, yeah, it bolts on and picks up the indicator bolt there and the headlight bolt there. So let me start getting them bits and pieces off, and we'll dip you in and out rather than just try and film the whole lot. Right, this is how far I've got the headlight cover on. I've got that disconnected. That was a pain in the ass to disconnect. And then the indicator obviously was in there, and I've got that off. It's a bit tight getting the spanner in there and trying to turn that bolt off. I could have taken the headlight shell off completely, but what I'm trying to do here is one side at a time so that I don't alter the adjustment of that headlight. If I can't get that back on, I'll have to take the whole thing off, but yeah, that's where we are so far. And then I've now got to bolt this bracket somewhat like that, and then do the same the other side. So let's get them both on and then bring you back. Okay, that's one side bracket on, as you can see, tightened up. Like I said, pain in the ass to get at that bolt down there to tighten the indicator up, you can see it. But like I said, I've not moved the headlight from its position by doing it that way, so we've now just got to move on and do the other side. Those indicators you can't get wrong because there's a slot, as you can see in the bracket, and there's a similar slot on the indicator, so the positioning is perfect, you can't get that wrong. Okay, let's go ahead, get this other bracket on. Scary taking your new bike apart, I tell you. Right, that's both them brackets on. The headlight reinstalled. I have tried the headlight and the indicators, it all works. So the next thing to do is to get the shield itself on. Now in the kit you get these little screws and the rubber grommets to fit to that. You also get these two bolts. I don't know what they're for. I can only assume they are longer bolts that hold the headlight on just here. Don't need them. The bolts that were there came through the other side, adequate thread, so they go in my stash for use of a later date. Right, now the brackets were the hardest bit, I hope. We're now going to fit this fly screen. Really not sure what difference this will make to the ride. This being a naked bike, you do get a fair bit of wind blast. This may or may not help with that, but the main reason I'm got it, to be honest with you, is because I think it looks good. If it performs a function as well, we'll call that a bonus. Right. So that quite obviously goes there. Right, again, I'm going to stop filming and get on with it. It's a case of these little rubber bungs will all fit in them holes there, and then self-tapping screw, not self-tapping, Allen screws there to hold it on. So let's get that fitted and then come back and see what it looks like. And there we go, it's fitted. And I've got to be honest, it does look the dog's danglies from here. Am I 100% happy with it? Well, 95% happy. One thing I don't like about it, if you can see, there's a gap down there between the screen and the metal plate on the front, and I think that's just going to get full of shit and shot crap. But you know, it is what it is. Is it genuine Royal Enfield? Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it's on. It's staying on. On to the next little mod. Back soon. Right then, on to the next little mod. The little mod I ought to do is clean the fucking thing, but anyway, I'm not going to. Not yet anyway. This little mod is on the handlebars. Now, are these genuine Royal Enfield? Well, I can categorically state without any shadow of a doubt that these are 100% genuine Chinese tap. And what are we talking about? Clock. Little handlebar clock. The Royal Enfield hasn't got a clock. You know, they're built to a price, let's face it. What's that? I'm back on the tank already. I ain't had it 5 minutes. It's alright, I'm just polishing my tank. Let's come off. Right, so yeah, little handlebar clock. Bet 15 quid the pair. When I say the pair, the company in it also is, if I can get it out of the box, a thermometer. So I'm thinking one each side. Are they rubbish? Probably, but I did set the time on that about a month ago, because I've had this little while. I bought all this stuff prior to getting the bike because I knew it was coming, and for a month that's kept perfect time. So yeah, Chinese tap, but Chinese tap that works. The only trouble is there actually anywhere that I can fit the damn things? Will it fit there? Do you know what? I don't think these are going to fit. Not unless I take that that bar off there. Maybe not have the thermometer, just have the clock and have that in the centre there. Unless they'll both fit in the centre. Let's just have a look, they might do. No, not quite. Not quite. Well, that is a shame, because I was quite looking forward to them being there. Well, I can do without a thermometer, I suppose. So, yeah, I think the clock is going to go in the middle, like so. The thermometer ain't going on, pretty much. That's it. So we'll just fit the clock, and it locks down with a little grub screw somewhere, just there. So I should just be able to tighten that up. The clock needs levelling up. Actually, it's not quite aligned. Is that on? Simple. As for the thermometer, we're not fitting it. However, it is 60 degrees. According to that it is anyway. Which I suppose is about right. Now that's actually lifted off. Would I buy this Chinese shite? Let's just back that off a bit and see if we can hold it down while we tighten it. Every part of my body is saying put something on this tank because you're going to slip in a minute with that Allen key and scratch your tank, but I'm not doing it. Oh, I dropped it. Ah! Oh dear. It's only an Allen key. What possible damage can an Allen key do? Actually, on that Kawasaki, I don't know if you guys have been with me a while, remember my Kawasaki 650? I actually did drop a screwdriver and put a little ding in the tank on that, and that thoroughly pissed me off because it was pristine apart from that little tiny ding. And it's amazing how you can fall out of love with a bike just because it's got a slight little bit of damage on it. Anyway, that's on. It might stay on, it might fall off, I don't know, I don't care, it wasn't expensive. So we will leave it for the time being, and if at some point later it falls off or I don't like it, it's an extremely simple thing to remove. Right, let's get on to the next one. Right, the next modification is on the arse end, and it's a modification that I don't particularly want. It's more a case of having to have it. Luggage racks and top boxes spoil bikes, they really do, but I have no choice. I have a requirement to carry luggage on this bike. And it's quite a neat little discreet rack. I'm not sure yet if I can fit it and leave the grab rail on in place as well. I really hope I can, because I like that grab rail, and the rack hasn't got one, as you can see. I think that was about 50 quid, again from India. So, let's get it fitted. 12mm I think. It picks up the same bolts that hold on the grab rail. So let me get them 4 off and get it offered up, and then we'll come and have a look at it. Yep, that's on. Very, very simple to fit. Nice and sturdy. Grab rail, I was able to leave it on, but it sort of renders it useless. Don't like it. Tempted not to keep it, but like I said, it's a case of I have a requirement to carry luggage on this if I'm going to use it for work. So it might be a case of, you know, lump it. So yeah, it's on anyway. Annoyingly, you can't get Jivvy mono key racks for this. I should buy one. They only do a mono lock. The system I use is mono key. There is a difference, they're not interchangeable. I have a mono key top plate. It's not meant to fit on that rack, so at some point in the future we're going to have to resurrect Bertie Bodgett from his grave to do some serious bodging and see if we can fit that on there to give me the ability to carry a top box. Anyway, I'm not doing that now. I'm going to do something else. What else have I got? I know, just a second. Right, the next little mod, again luggage related. I don't mind these as much, to be honest with you. They bother me less than the rack. But these are pannier stroke saddlebag stroke side box, whatever you want to call them. These are the brackets that hold them in place, and by the looks of it, it picks up the shock absorber bolt at the top and probably the exhaust hanger there. So spanners out again. And, do I fit them behind the shock, or do I fit them in front of the shock? Who knows? That's something we're going to have to look up, see if anybody else has fitted any on YouTube. Right, let me get some tools out. Right, I've got one side on. Again, not sure I like them. We'll see. It's on. It mounts to the top of the shock there, and the exhaust hanger there. That took a bit of figuring out because just here next to it, I can get the legs out of the way. So yeah, there's the exhaust hanger, and then just next to it is the foot peg hanger. And I was initially trying to fit it on there. What I'm not sure I like is that it's incredibly close to that exhaust, that indicator. In fact, it's touching. I've moved it as far forward as I can there. So yeah, that's on. Let's get the other one on. Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, should go a bit quicker this time because I know what I'm doing. And I use the term know what I'm doing in the loosest possible sense of the word. One thing I did notice when I took the top exhaust bolt out is it was thread locked, and I have some thread lock, so I did thread lock it back in again. Got to do the job properly. Right, let's get this second one on and we'll have a look. Right, who spotted my fuck up then? Right, this side's on, nice and firm, and you'll notice it's nowhere near the indicator, hence the fuck up. A couple of things that I had to do. That was the grab rail, the handle grab rail, the handle for pulling it up onto the stand. You can't have these brackets on and that. So that had to come off, and we'll stash that away somewhere where I shall never remember where it is. I don't know, let's shove it up there. I'm looking for that, guys, later in about 2 years when I sell this. It's up there, yeah, can you remind me? Right, so what have I fucked up? I think you guys spotted it straight away, didn't you, when I said that's touching the indicator. Because what I've done is I've got this here on the wrong side. It's supposed to be on this side of the exhaust hanger, not the inside, as per like that. So there you go. I fucked up and I've got it on camera. There you go. Right, let me get that correct, and then we'll move on to the next bit. Right, I think that's about it for the mods. Obviously, if you're going to have pannier holders, you're going to need panniers, and there they are. And do you know what? I fucking hate them. I do not like them at all. I'm almost certainly going to be taking them off. They stick out too far. It looks hideous from the back. I mean, maybe it's just me. Let me know what you think, but I really don't like them at all. Not at all. But anyway, they're staying on for the time being. I'll give them a chance. They might grow on me, but do you know what? I think they're going to end up coming off. So yeah, there we go. We're finished. We'll finish what we're going to do today anyway. So we've got the fly screen on, which I do like. We got the clock on there, which I'm not. No, that's not bad. I don't mind that. We've got the rack, which yeah, you know, it will stay, but I'm not loving it. But I need it, so it will stay. But them panniers now. No, I'm really not sure about them at all. I have seen somewhere like a pannier bag that actually replaces the side panel here. I might look into them. I mean, they might grow on me. I might find them so useful that I end up keeping them. But first thoughts is that they're fucking horrible. Oh, do up, you bastard. I'm trying to do it one-handed. I'll do it later. Right, I think I'm going to call it a day. There's lots coming up on the channel, guys. We're obviously going to get round to this Kawasaki one of these days. We've really got to finish this Chinese piece of shit, but it won't be a Chinese piece of shit when I'm finished with you. It'll just be Chinese, which is shit. So yeah, lots coming up. I made the decision that I'm not going down this fucking route now where you see it on every channel, and I'm guilty of doing it myself. If you like what you see, guys, subscribe to my channel, hit that like button. Nah, do you know what, guys, I'm just going to make the videos, and if you like them, you like them, and I'll be delighted if you are. But if you don't, me telling you to hit that like button and subscribe ain't going to change nothing, is it? Anyway, I am loving this Interceptor overall though. Absolutely can't wait for some nice weather. We have got a charity ride coming up, which I do every year, taking Easter eggs to the local children's ward. That will be done rain or shine, and we're hoping to get some nice weather out. And yeah, what I'd really like to do is start visiting some of you guys with channels, and probably pop down and see Charlie one day, probably meet up with Nat, and there's a guy in America I'd like to go and see as well, but that's probably beyond the scope of my Royal Enfield. Anyway, I'm rambling, I'm bambling, I'm talking shite. Let's call it a day. Catch you later, guys. Cheers. Morning, everybody. And it's the next morning, and we're having a look at this Enfield again. Do you know what? I really do not like those panniers. I do not like them at all. They're coming off. Quite expensive as well, so that was a waste of money, but we'll shove them on eBay. Don't like them. Fucking horrible. Right, what else did I do? Oh, I put this tank protector on as well. I think it might be slightly on the cock, but yeah. And we are also going to pull them handlebars back a bit. They're a little bit too far forward for my liking. So my clock's still working. So there we are, look. 7:25 in the morning. Got my granddaughter staying over, so we get up at 6 o'clock when she's here because she don't stay in bed. Anyway, let me get my spanners out. I'm not going to film it. So that's the before, and we'll show you the after. Okay, they're off, and that's better, isn't it? I'll put the grab rail thing back on as well. The rack will stay. You can get a better rack, which I may invest in. This one's just secured by 2 bolts under there each side. There's a better quality from one, dare I say, Tech Parts. Dare I use the word Tech Parts and quality in the same sentence. However, the Tech Parts one does extend to the shock absorber, so it locates in 6 spaces instead of 6 bolts instead of 4. I think that would be much better. I'll think about that. What else? It needs a damn good clean, which I'm about to do. And the other thing I've done is that Renthal bar sponge protector, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Do you know what? I didn't think I'd like that. I was in 2 minds whether to put it on, but I have, and I do. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea. I know this is not a traily bike, and it's probably not suited for this bike, but I like it. It's my bike. It's staying on. Right, there we go. That is the Royal Enfield ready to rock. Right, cheers guys, catch you all later. Okay, so not quite finished. I keep saying I'm finished, and I'm not finished. This is my Jivy mono key top plate from my Suzuki. It's not meant to fit on this bike. They don't do, I think I mentioned before, they don't do a mono key rack for this bike, only a mono lock. I want a mono key, so I'm going to try and make that fit on the rack. Now there's 2 mounting holes here which were drilled for the Suzuki. They shouldn't be there, they were drilled for the Suzuki, but I think I can pick those up and drill through, and you see, I probably don't know if you can see that, but I've marked them. If I drill through that bar and bolt that to that, and then these slots here again I can drill through and pick them up there, so there'll be 4 very secure mounting points. But I can hear you all shouting, you've got a brand new bike there, you're drilling into it. No, I'm not. This rack is an aftermarket thing, and if worst case scenario I absolutely ruined it, it's not a biggie. Yeah, it cost me 50 quid, but you know, I'm not destroying or devaluing the bike by doing what I'm doing. So yeah, let me get some holes drilled, see if we can get that bolted on, and if I can, we'll try the top box on it, see what it looks like. And it'll look shit, because bikes with top boxes look shit, but I need a top box. I need luggage carrying capacity on this bike, so it's a trade-off. Anyway, let me get on with that, see how we do. And it's on. Not a bad job either. 2 bolts there, flatted off ones, because the box sits on top. They're recessed. You can get little covers that fit in there, but I haven't got them. I shall have to keep an eye out on eBay for some. But yeah, that's drilled through the rack. Don't know how well that shows up, but I'm quite pleased with that. So let's grab the top box, pop it on and see what it looks like. There we go. Like I said, they're not meant to look pretty, but it does a job. It gives me the luggage I want, and when I want to take the ugliness away, all I've got to do is pop it off and leave it at home. Good, good. Right, now we really are finished now this time. Enfield is done for the time being. hopefully the next video you see will be the Chinese piece of shit, the Hwanio. We'll crack on with that next. Cheers guys, we'll catch you all later.